joined by Dr. Amber McKnight from Simcoe Optometric Clinic on Coburn Street in Simcoe. How's your summer going, Amber?
It's been going great. I can't believe we're partway through August and thinking about back to school and, still enjoying the nice weather that we've got. But yeah, it'll be over before you know it.
You and I off air were talking about back to school, and I know you're a big. It's a big to you to make sure the message gets out that folks need to get in. Can you sort of give us a walkthrough? I've got a 5-year-old, not right now, but if I did, and in we'd come, what would happen, and how would you walk? How would you work with that?
Yeah. I think back to school is a great time to focus on eye exams for kids of all ages. We see patients in our office from 6 months and up. Good idea to have an eye exam before starting school if your kids haven't had one already. So, age 3, 4, 5, even if your kids don't know their letters yet, we can still do a lot of testing. We can still measure to see whether or not they need glasses. See how well their eyes work together, see how prepared they are for back to school, and really check that their eyes are healthy. Look for evidence that there might be future problems. Everything's really fun. Most kids that are nervous by the time they get here and they get into the exam room and they see the games we do and the hands on activities we do to measure their eyes, everybody has fun. It's really not that scary, and they're about 20-minute visits covered by OHIP. So, great time to get your kids in for an eye exam for back to school.
I think people forget that it is covered by OHIP. Like that's a freebie, folks. Get in there and make sure that your child's eyes are good. I read about this program and I want to ask you about it because I know you'd have the information. I see, I learn. What is that about?
Yeah, ICI Learn is a province-wide program. Um, Optometrists can participate if they're Ontario Association of Optometrists members. The program provides eye exams under OHIP for kids, and kids that are in JK and SK, if they do require a pair of glasses, the cost is covered by the ICI Learn program. So our office is an ICI Learn participant. If you have a child or grandchild or friend or neighbor in JK or SK this year, call, book them an eye exam, and if it ends up that glasses are needed, then a high quality pair is provided at no charge to you. And believe it or not, studies have shown that 1 in 4 school age kids have a vision issue.
Wow, one in
Yeah,
four.
it's the
So this program's critical then if you can find out before they even get going,
yeah.
right? What a difference that's going to make for their education I think you and I've talked before like it just having that eyesight problem can set kids that are super intelligent smart kids so far back, can it, without the proper vision wear?
Oh, yeah. And with kids, a lot of times they won't recognize that they have a vision issue and they won't volunteer that information. It's not always just blurry vision, it could be trouble with their eyes tracking, trouble with focusing on letters. Sometimes kids that are struggling in school or maybe not doing as well as they could, it is an undiagnosed vision issue. So I think these visits are really critical. An annual eye exam is recommended. If you haven't had your kids in for eye exams for a while, just give us a call, and yeah, we'll get them in at the start of the school year and just make sure everything is fine.
This now with the children, and like you said, when they come in at JKSK and they start, and you guys do these every year, is there a lot? I don't know. Like you said, one in four. Is there a lot of deterioration over a school year? Like
It
when does this
depends. It
happen?
depends on the eye condition. So if you're having things measured annually, you're really going to be able to detect any kinds of change. One issue that is kind of becoming more of a public health issue is nearsightedness. The estimates now are that one in 2 people, so 50% of the world's population, is nearsighted. And that is something that gets worse as you grow, as your eyes get bigger. If you are nearsighted, you tend to get more nearsighted. So there's a lot of treatment methods now for myopia, nearsightedness, myopia management. Um, any adults out there that wear glasses for nearsightedness know how challenging it is to go through life with thick, strong glasses. And actually, people that are nearsighted are more at risk for eye diseases like retinal detachments and glaucoma. So now that there are, some scientifically proven ways to slow down nearsightedness, I think it's even more critical to have your kids in and have them checked.
And yeah, it becomes that you got to get in there nice and early when they're young, and then, like you said, you guys can monitor and see if there's anything coming down the pipe, especially at that young of an age. Like you said, if the numbers, well, the numbers obviously speak for themselves that this is a huge issue.
Mhm.
What is there any reason we're seeing such a rise?
Um, there's some evidence that maybe more time spent inside, more time working at a close distance, and just genetics, just the way the population is changing, that myopia seems to be on the rise, and there's not a for sure reason why, but definitely a good idea to get some outside time. The recommended time for eye health is try and get 2 hours a day of time outside with the kids. So that's through summer, that's a bit easier, a little harder when we get back to school, but great to kick your kids outside after school and let them play outside. Sunglasses for eye protection, but otherwise get them off their devices. A little bit less time on screens has been shown to be maybe not the direct cause, but there is an association between time inside and close work and nearsightedness.
I want to that I mean the stuff on the kids is great, but I do have a couple other questions I want to get to, and one of them is about floaters because it seems like aging, sometimes you see these floaters and you're like, what the heck's going on? Can you talk a little bit about what they are or what they
Oh
do?
yeah, sure. That's a great question, Dave, because this is something I get asked a lot at work. I think almost all of us have probably experienced floaters at some point in time. Little gray spots, if you're looking up at the sky or reading a book, you may see little spots that float in your vision. Usually those are benign, not a concern. Issues really fibers in the fluid inside your eye. So you're seeing a shadow from these little fibers that float around inside the eye. But sometimes floaters aren't just fibers inside the eye, they could be blood cells or pieces of the retina detaching. So, especially if you're noticing any new floaters or you're seeing spots you haven't seen before, and especially if it's accompanied by any other symptoms, that's something that you should get checked right away within a day or two, or if you've been experiencing floaters for a while now and haven't had them checked, give us a call and we'll take a good look. Sometimes floaters are serious and they're the sign of a retinal disease or an eye disease that needs some treatment. So if you've got a few in there that have been there a long time and they're not changing, they're likely just a nuisance that you've got to put up with. But new floaters are really important to get checked out.
Okay. And this month, I got a surprise for you. I got a question from a friend of mine who met a person that has tunnel vision, but he didn't know what tunnel vision is. And I thought, well, we'll ask Amber. So I mentioned that I was interviewing you, and I said, I'm going to throw this out to Amber, and so she can explain it to both of us because this was a young person
Mm-hmm.
who, yeah, I don't know anything about it. So can you explain? Sorry to put you on the spot again. Can you explain what tunnel vision is?
Yeah, so a lot of times when we think about, vision and how good our vision is, we're really thinking about our vision straight ahead, which we would call our central vision. Um, we've got different cells inside the eye that focus on detail and central vision, and then other cells that pick up our peripheral vision. So there are some eye conditions that affect those cells that affect our vision to the side. So if you're experiencing tunnel vision, usually it's due to trouble with your peripheral vision. So you may see well straight ahead, but you may only see a few degrees on either side. So you're missing a lot of our side vision.
Okay.
Tunnel vision can occur for a few different reasons. Sometimes it's an eye issue. Sometimes after a stroke or another health condition, you could end up with tunnel vision. Sometimes tunnel vision is temporary from things like ocular migraine, but it's a real issue that affects people's mobility and affects your ability to drive and affects your ability to kind of navigate about your day around your house or outdoors. It can be really debilitating, more so than even vision loss straight ahead. One important part about tunnel vision is that it tends to come on very slowly and you may not notice that you're developing it. So this is something that we check for
Oh,
at eye exams as well. So does that answer your question, Dave?
yeah, yeah. Well, I would just the only follow up was what's an ocular migraine?
Oh, so ocular migraines are episodes that occur really with the nerve kind of behind the eye. It tends to be sort of the same origin as a migraine headache, but lots of times there's no headache or pain. But you tend to get these funny flickering lights in your vision. They may have like a strobe type pattern or a flashing pattern. Sometimes it looks like a kaleidoscope. Sometimes you might end up with a bit of a blind spot or missing peripheral vision or tunnel vision. They tend to last 5 to 15, 20 minutes maybe, and then go away, and you're left with normal vision afterwards. But they're pretty common, can be caused by stress, sometimes can be caused by other underlying issues. They don't do any eye damage, but it is something worth getting checked out if you're experiencing ocular migraines.
Wow. You've answered all my questions today. I
Okay.
should probably let you get back to work because September's coming and the kids will be in. But thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate every time we get an opportunity to talk because I always learn so much. We should probably talk again in the fall because I'm sure I'll be thinking of something else I want to ask you. Take care,
Yeah, it's
okay?
great. I always love talking about eyes. We'll talk to you soon, Dave. Bye for now.
Oh, actually, quick, give yourself a plug. Where are you guys
Oh,
in emails or
yeah.
website?
So you can find me at Simcoe Optometric Clinic on our website, Simcoe Optometric or SimcoeOptometrist.com. You can find us on Facebook, Simcoe Optometric Clinic, and you can reach us by phone at 519-426-3123.
Take care,
Bye for
Amber.
now.